Hey guys, and welcome back to Geek Power Toy Reviews. And on today's episode, we will be reviewing the LEGO Star Wars set 75320 Snowtrooper Battle Pack. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. First, taking a look at the packaging, we see the LEGO logo and the Star Wars logo in the top left hand corner, a suggestion that the set is for 6 years and up, the set number 75320, and the name Snowtrooper Battle Pack. Down the bottom we have a Lego-ified version of a Darth Vader minifigure, and along the bottom we've got a full lineup of the minifigures included in this set. They include 3 Lego Stormtrooper minifigures and 1 Arctic Scout Trooper. In the main section at the front of the packaging, we see the Arctic Scout Trooper on his speeder bike, one of the 3 Stormtrooper minifigures controlling a laser blaster on a tripod, a single Stormtrooper minifigure in the field shooting his blaster, and the third and final Stormtrooper minifigure hiding behind the snowy trench as he fires his long barrel laser blaster. Also around the front of the packaging we see some black brickwork and some dark blue plates to signify which era that this set comes from. On the top of the packaging we have the LEGO logo, the set number, the Disney logo, and a 1:1 scale image of the LEGO minifigure included. On the back we have closer details of what comes in the set, including the back of the snowy trench. On the sides are just some legal information and even a nice crest of the Hoth sets that are included in this wave, followed by another image of the Arctic Scout Trooper on the speeder bike, and then lastly on the bottom more legal information. That's everything I can show you with the packaging. Now let's get into the set itself. So here's the set with everything included, including the LEGO minifigures. And without further ado, let's start off by taking a closer look at the minifigures included in the set. First, we're going to start off with 2 of the 3 Snowtroopers included. They both come with the same ion blaster. They have nicely molded details for the helmets, showing you the rigid sections and then the softer cloth pieces. We have painted details to signify the lenses and the rims of the goggles. And then on the back we've got further detailing of what could possibly be vent holes at the back. Removing the helmets, we see the beginning of a very diverse group of snowtroopers with the Caucasian white female headpiece and the possibly African American headpiece used to differentiate the two snowtroopers. Now I've removed the blaster and one of the minifigures so we can take a closer look at the details. As we can see, we've got some black lines on the top of the torso and the top left and right corners to signify where the armor plate begins. And then we have the oval design showing where the armor raises, some red squares lined by bright silver, and just in the middle we've got the center section and this smaller detail here. We've also got a little bit of light grey just to further accentuate the details. That carries on with the belt piece and the insinuated buckle in bright silver. That print follows down to the hip piece, which begins to show us the the pouches, followed by the waist capes on the legs, and then the loincloth piece that we see, or the crotch cover piece that we see across the legs and the final part of the hip piece. There's no printing on the side of the arms or the legs, but we do have dark tan coloured hands to indicate the gloves. And finally, for the back of the minifigure, we have more black lines on the top half of the torso to signify the armour piece, a raised section at the back of the armour to display the backpack, and then a fasten to show the strap at the back. There's no printing detail on the hip piece or the back of the legs. Moving on to the third and final Snowtrooper included with this set. This one also includes all the same details, both on the helmet, the torso, and the legs. The only difference externally is the long rifle with the muzzle piece that we see here. And then when I remove the helmet on this one, we see that this Snowtrooper is a Caucasian white male. To further differentiate and diversify the Snowtrooper lineup in this set. And here's a closer look at that same torso, hip piece and leg printing design on the front and on the back. And just like with the other two, there's zero side arm and leg printing on both sides, no back hip printing or back leg printing. Now moving on to the only Scout Trooper. I did previously call it an Arctic Scout Trooper. I guess we could also call it a Hoth Scout Trooper. Now what differentiates this one to previous Scout Troopers that we maybe see in Return of the Jedi is that this one has light bluish grey coloured arms, which I can only imagine signifies the thicker fabric used in those colder temperatures. The helmet design is dual molded in both white and black plastic, with a small painted detail on the snout of the helmet. I think we've also got painted details here in the corner to identify the hinge section. Now this helmet does not hinge up. It's not like any of the Marvel superheroes Iron Man helmets that we get from Lego. But other painted details on the helmet also include the vent slits on both sides. They each have different thicknesses, which is good to see. And then finally, two more painted details here also to signify the hinge, and then a smaller painted detail here, possibly to signify the flashlight section. When I remove the helmet, we see a different ethnicity represented, possibly Latin, I'm not 100% sure, but it's good to see even more diversity in LEGO's Stormtrooper and now Snowtrooper groups. The accessory that the minifigure comes with is a smaller pistol, far more concealable on a character's person, but just as fun to play with. After removing the accessories and the headpiece, we now get a fully clear and unobstructed view of the details on the torso. We've got more black lines to signify where the armor piece starts and finishes. We've got an indication of multiple pouches, the breastplates, and the undershirt in light bluish grey. The hip printing shows us multiple straps and wrinkles, and the belt piece, we have a strap that goes through the hip piece to the top of the legs, and then the leg printing signifies all the different under fabrics and armor pieces across the legs and into the boots. There's zero printing on the side of the arms or legs. That goes for both sides. And then on the back of the minifigure, sorry about that, lost my grip on the minifigure there. And on the back of the minifigure, we see more detailings of back armor pieces, the backpack piece, a nozzle going down from that backpack piece, and then a continuation of the belt detailing just at the bottom of the torso piece there. We've got zero printing on the back of the hip piece or the back of the legs. And it's nice to see white hand pieces used to indicate the gloves on the minifigure. With all the minifigures now reviewed, let's move on to the other accessories included in the set. First, starting off with the tripod turret. It includes those blaster pieces that we've seen in Alien Conquest and Marvel as the feet of the blaster. Then we've got that Ninjago piece connecting it to the main section. The minifigures can hold on to the grip here and the trigger piece here. We've got a gunmetal grey stud shooter at the top, and then a long muzzle piece going right to the end using a black lightsaber hilt piece. And then the stud shooters work just like all the others. You push down on the trigger here, and then in this case the red stud will fire out of here like so. That was really quite fast, a little bit difficult for the camera to capture it, but luckily we've got a bunch of spares and we just load them in by sliding them into this section here. The next item included in the set is this beautiful black and white speeder bike for the biker scout to use in the set. And year in, year out, the improvements that LEGO Star Wars makes to their speeder bikes really helps get it that little bit closer each and every time to what we see in the movies and now the TV series. It uses a ingot piece in light tan to signify padding. We've got a printed dark bluish grey cheese slope to signify the control panel, and then we have a pair of push pilot handles for the minifigure to hold on to. We've got an indication of a onboard blaster here, which underneath has full access and range of motion. And then we've got a possible exhaust port here using the old microphone piece. And then other parts of the set include the mud flaps, or in this case snow flaps, which can be articulated. You could also use them as brake pads or whatever you want to use them for, really. And then to attach the minifigure, we have that little section here where we can fit the feet either side of in the center, and that's nice and easy. I'll just go get our minifigure now. So here is our biker scout that I previously showed you, and all you've got to do is remove the blaster to free up the hands, bring the other arm up, maybe angle the legs slightly, but Lego recommends just to keep the legs as straight as you can. And then all we do is put the minifigure's legs onto this section, and with the arms nice and straight, all we have to do is attach the hands to the handlebars like so. And there you have it. There is your biker scout on his speeder bike, ready to chase down any rebels or shoot down any rebel trenches. And now the last part of this set I need to show you is the snow pile or miniaturized trench. And the way Lego achieves this design is using a bunch of different sloped pieces and even some dark bluish grey cheese slopes to signify rocky areas. There's even a couple round 1x1 white Lego studs that you could maybe use as snowballs if you want your Snowtroopers and Hoth Rebel Troopers to get into a snowball fight. And then turning the build round to the back, we've got a little 2x3 studded area for your minifigure to stand on, and we even have a little built-in clip to hold a pair of binoculars. And then just so you can see how the minifigures really interact with the set, we'll take the third and final Snowtrooper that I reviewed for you guys. And with this blaster, we will pop him just at the edge of the studded area. And then that way, we hinge it down. You can use the snowbank as a little bit of protection, almost as a little miniaturized trench, as he's shooting at passing by snow speeders from the rebel resistance, like so. And lastly, just to finish out the minifigure interaction, we'll take our little tripoded cannon here, and one of our two remaining Snowtroopers will remove the blaster from the hand, get them to hold the tripod with their left hand, and then yeah, you can have this Snowtrooper controlling the cannon as more rebels go by or as they're trying to shoot down enemy ships. And that's another really great massable addition to any Hoth layout. So all in all, I think the variety included in this set is fantastic. The multiple snowtroopers are perfect when you're trying to army build your Snowtrooper Battle Pack, and then the inclusion of a Hoth Scout Trooper and a speeder bike gives you that extra element of play to where you can fly it around your Hoth diorama. And yeah, beyond being just a collector's set, it's a great play set for little kids who want more bad guys for your good guys to shoot at or fight with lightsabers. Lastly, I want to thank you all for watching. If you like the video, give it a like. If you're a new viewer, please subscribe. And if you're a current subscriber, I want to thank you for tuning in again to Geek Power Toy Reviews. And until next time, I hope you have a geektacular time. See you in the next video.